Hi beautiful souls, welcome back, or if you're new to the channel, welcome in guys. My name is Cade and today I am back with another pick a card reading. Now, I know I do this topic a lot, but I feel like this is the most helpful topic at the moment. I feel like a lot of us are struggling to find clarity in our lives. We're struggling to figure out what our purpose is. And so I feel like the best thing right now for the collective is to do a spirit guide message video. So today, the title of this video is Your Spirit Guides Have a Message for You. So I'm going to be channeling in messages from your spirit guides. You guys know me, I like to use the cards. I like to use the tarot, and I also like to channel the messages directly from spirit. So super excited about today's video. I think we're gonna have some amazing messages come through. I have not done the readings yet, but I just kind of set the intention that spirit brings through messages that are gonna help bring you clarity, give you advice, and show you, what's next on your journey, and also just kind of help you feel more at ease and more at peace with yourself. So before I get started, guys, I do want to mention that my Instagram and TikTok are going to be linked down below. If you guys want to check me out on other platforms, you can definitely do that, or if you just want to chill out here on YouTube, that's fine too. And I also want to mention that I do have my new business linked down below. If you guys want to check that out, that's also going to be linked down below. And yeah, so today guys, we are going to be choosing from 3 different piles, and each pile is going to be represented by a different crystal. I feel like this is the easiest way to pick your pile just because crystals hold a lot of amazing energy, so it's kind of easier to pick when it is a crystal. So today we're going to be choosing from 3 tumbled crystals. I'm going to show you each crystal up close, and then I will do a view of all 3 crystals so that you can choose a little bit easier. I'll kind of switch the camera so that you can see all the crystals up close and personal. So go ahead and think about, I guess it's not really a question, but go ahead and call upon your spirit guides. Ask them what you need to know today, okay? Go ahead and set that intention that you are open and receptive to what your spirit guides want to let you know today, or whenever you're watching this. Remember guys, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you are coming across this video is when the message was meant to find you. So pile number 1, guys, is going to be the malachite crystal, tumbled crystal. This is going to be pile 1. This is a beautiful, like, greenish stone. This stone kind of resonates with the heart chakra, is what malachite is. It's a very healing stone, in my opinion. I can kind of already feel spirit coming here joining us, okay? And I do also want to set the intention that these messages are for everyone's highest and holiest good, okay? So pile 2 is going to be the tumbled lapidolite. So this is going to be pile 2. This is a stone that kind of helps ease anxiety. It's definitely a stone that kind of helps you with inner peace. It's also a very comforting stone as well. And pile 3, guys, is going to be the clear quartz. So clear quartz is like a stone that kind of helps with anything. You know, I kind of feel like clear quartz is the stone that you can kind of set whatever intention you want with it, and it's going to be able to help you out. Clear quartz is definitely a very intuitive stone. Definitely helps you get the clarity, hence why the stone is crystal clear. So I am now going to show you a view of all 3 crystals beside one another. That way you can choose your pile a little bit easier. Okay guys, so we are now going to jump into pile 1, which is the malachite crystal, and I will see the rest of you beautiful souls at your pile. Hi beautiful souls that chose pile 1, or if you chose the tumbled malachite crystal, welcome in guys. So today's title is Your Spirit Guides Have a Message for You. So of course we're going to be channeling through messages from your spirit guide team. So I am open and receptive to whatever your spirit guides want to communicate with me today. I first want to start with your crystal. What does it mean? it resonates with the heart chakra. So there may need to be some sort of balancing within your heart chakra space. Maybe some of you have been working on that. I'm also just kind of visualizing the color green would be very helpful for you guys, visualizing the color green, soaking in the color green. I also feel like nature, okay, being in greenery would also help you with the heart chakra. There is something about your life right now resonating with the heart chakra. The heart chakra can also talk a lot about purpose and what we love to do in this lifetime. So maybe currently you're vibrating at a heart chakra energy. Maybe you're making a lot of decisions based on your heart over your mind, and you're kind of stepping into that intuitive flow where you're trusting your heart space more than your head space, okay? We are going to shuffle a card for you guys to kind of get started, but I just kind of wanted to explain a little bit about what the crystal meant. So I'm starting with an oracle deck, and then of course, guys, we will channel through any messages that want to come through. And Spirit is saying like you're a diamond in the rust. Is that how you say that saying? Yeah, that's what they're saying to me right now. So I'm curious to see what they're going to bring through today. So pile 1 spirit guides. Pile 1 spirit guides. We are open and receptive to the messages that you want to communicate today to pile number 1 for their highest and holiest good. Rock bottom. I'm hearing that some of you have hit rock bottom, or maybe you feel like you've hit rock bottom and there's kind of nowhere else to go but up. I'm also hearing something about Planned Parenthood. Maybe some of you are like single mothers struggling right now with your children, kind of just feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders is another specific message that I'm getting. So that's not going to resonate for all of you. Okay, let's start with one card. Spirit, what do you want to communicate to pile 1? What do you want to communicate to pile 1? Okay, wow. So that's very, very interesting. You guys got sensitivity. Wow, your emotions right now are on overload. Okay, you're very sensitive right now. This card says you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. That's insane because this is all about the heart chakra. And I feel like with this sensitivity card, you're definitely feeling some stuff right now. I feel like you're feeling maybe extra anxious or maybe a little extra sad. It almost feels like your emotions right now are very like intensified. And what I mean by that is I kind of feel like what your spirit guides are saying is you're at a place right now where there's like a lot going on in your personal life, or there's a lot that is like affecting you right now. So go easy on yourself, because like I keep hearing rock bottom again. So maybe there's that general sense of just feeling super low right now. But I feel like with the sensitivity card, it's urging you to maybe, they're kind of saying like disregard certain people. Like maybe it's urging you to kind of stay alone for a little bit and not go around other people, or simply just don't go around situations that you know are going to stress you out, because you are super sensitive right now. And I do feel like you are in a space where you are more likely to get triggered because of all this sensitivity. I almost even feel like some of you could be dealing with a lot from the past that's kind of being brought up. It kind of feels like there's just a lot of emotional turmoil. I feel like there's a lot being brought up. Maybe some of you are having to deal with a lot of grief right now, or you're having to deal with someone from your past, or for some of you, I'm getting you're having to deal with something like involving court or like the law. Spirit is telling me there's something that's definitely taking up a lot of your attention. And so I do feel like some of you are kind of on the verge of like a breaking point. Like if somebody said the wrong thing, or if you were in the wrong situation, you kind of might snap. So I feel like with the sensitivity card, your spirit guides are just urging you to protect yourself right now. If you know that a situation is going to stress you out, don't go into that situation. If you know talking to someone is going to trigger you in some way, shape, or form, Spirit is saying to stay away from your triggers right now, because there is a lot going on, they're saying, in your personal life. So it's very interesting with the sensitivity card coming out first. I do want to shuffle another card. This card also says honor yourself and your feelings. So there's also a message here of self-care and needing to honor how you feel. Am I feeling sad? How do I take care of myself? How do I nurture myself? Am I feeling tired? How do I get more rest? How do I stay more energized? You know, am I feeling anxious? How do I calm myself down? I do feel like there is a lot that is triggering you right now. There's a lot that's bubbling up to the surface. So Spirit is just urging you to use your tools to calm yourself down. If you're feeling anxious, make sure, you know, you're doing your breath work, or you're holding on to a crystal, or you're meditating, or you're doing something to deal with all that. Because I want to say that a lot of your pain is coming to the surface. There's a lot that's bubbling to the surface, is what my guidance is saying, is what your guidance is saying, is there's a lot bubbling to the surface. So I'm not sure what that's going to mean necessarily in terms of like your life, because I know we're all going through different things, but I want to say that there could be a lot of like things that you thought were over with, but suddenly you're feeling sad about them again, which is just a sign that we haven't healed that part of us completely. So there could be just a lot that you thought you healed that's kind of coming back up to the surface once again, so that you can kind of heal it completely. I'm kind of getting with this card here too, with this angel. Make sure you are calling on your angels, because I do feel like there's a very protective energy around you right now. I don't know if you have a certain person in your life who is trying to like shield you in some way, or is trying to protect you, but you have like somebody here. I don't know if it's an angel, a passed away loved one, that is really trying to protect you right now. Because you're going through a lot, okay? And I do feel like there are certain things that trigger you more now than they used to, just because of how sensitive you're feeling. So I want to get one more oracle card to clarify this. Okay, yep. Okay, you guys also got the comfort card. So very interesting. So your guides right now have a very comforting energy. They're kind of in this mode of like, what do you need from us? Your guides want you to make a list of what you need. Who do you need right now in your life? Who do you need to show up for you? Because they can tell that you're in a period in your life where you're kind of in a time of need, where you need certain people to show up for you, or you need certain people to be there for you, and maybe that's lacking right now, which is causing you to feel frustrated for some of you. So your guides are definitely in this energy of like, what do you need right now? Okay, that's the question you should be asking yourself, is what do I need? And write down a list and make sure you're going through that list. If you need peace and quiet, if you need some time alone, make sure you're getting that for yourself. If that's something that you're writing down that you need, make sure you're doing it. If you need like 30 minutes a day to meditate, make sure you're kind of doing that for yourself, because I think that's the only way you're going to kind of push through these emotions and get better. So the comfort card says, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So again, with the malachite, it's all about the heart chakra. So some of you, I'm getting with this comfort card and sensitivity, you're feeling broken right now. Some of you are feeling grief. So I'm thinking that maybe some of you could have gone through a recent breakup, maybe a recent friendship breakup, or something super challenging on the heart space. It feels like emotionally you're struggling. Maybe someone close to you passed away, and it's really a time of need for you. And I feel like what your guides want you to know is that they're around you at this time, even if it may not seem like it. I do feel like you could possibly be feeling quite alone right now, but your guides do want you to know that they are surrounding you right now. They're showing me that they are like literally encompassing you in the energy of love, okay? I do feel like you need to find something that resonates at the energy of love, because it feels like love is what you need right now. You need people to comfort you. You need people to hug you. You need people to love you. It feels like that's what energy you need to be in right now. So I do feel like with sensitivity, make sure you're not getting in situations that are like argumentative, because I do feel like that's really going to like put a dampening on your heart space right now, because you're already in a place where you're super vulnerable. So any wrong move could send you spiraling, okay? It's kind of what your guides are saying. So I really do, want to make sure that you guys are comforting yourself right now. Make sure you're going easy on yourself as well. I really don't feel like this is a time to push yourself to like the limit. Just make sure you're not doing too much, okay, is honest to God what your guidance is saying right now. Because it doesn't feel like that's going to be helpful for you. It kind of feels like slowing down, regenerating your energy, recharging your batteries is going to be what's most helpful for you, pile number one, according to your spirit guides, okay? It doesn't feel... I see that some of you are in a space where you kind of just want to push past the pain. It's easy to just want to forget about it or push it down. But I'm a strong believer that if an emotion is coming to the surface, it needs to be expressed. So make sure you're also expressing yourself, whether that be through like journaling, like I'm not kidding, or like I've seen also some people have been doing this thing where they get a glass plate and they write down a bunch of things that they're ready to release, and then they throw the glass plate and it shatters. So make sure you're doing a proper job at releasing what needs to be released, and make sure you're not harboring any kind of resentment towards other people or towards yourself. Make sure you're not feeling any kind of like guilt. And if you're feeling that, make sure you're expressing that so that can kind of flow out of your system. I'm hearing like the waterworks. I feel like some of you are like crying, like, or there's a lot of like tears happening, and maybe you're like, why am I crying? You know, I never cry, but all of a sudden you're just feeling the urge to cry. Just trust that, cry it out. I do feel like some of you have been called like crybabies when you were younger, or you've been called, you know, like you're too sensitive, but I do feel like you're reaching a point in your life where you need to embrace sensitivity. You need to embrace feelings and not feel ashamed for feeling a certain way. Because I know, guys, sometimes when I'm feeling anxiety, there's a part of me that feels like, you know, almost ashamed of it. Like, why do I feel this way? Like, I hate that I feel anxious, but we don't need to hate ourselves or feel down about ourselves for feeling something. If we're feeling down that day and, you know, we can't give it 100%, there's no reason to feel guilty and to beat ourselves up. Because as I say, guys, a wound can't heal if you keep damaging it over and over. A bruise cannot heal if you keep repeatedly bruising yourself more. So we want to make sure your guidance is saying that we're not the problem on our healing journey. We want to make sure that we're not damaging ourselves any more than we already are damaged. And what I also want to let you guys know is damaged is beautiful, and that we don't have to be at a place in our lives where we're 100% healed to move on. You don't have to be 100% healed to move on. And I would argue that none of us are 100% healed. So don't feel bad about yourself if you're not, you know, at a place on your journey where you're like completely free of your triggers, because I don't think that that perfect place exists. I don't think we're ever going to be completely free of what triggers us. I don't think we're ever going to be completely healed. So make sure you're also not beating yourself up for not, you know, healing fast enough. I channeled something through like a month ago, and it said we can't fast forward through our healing process. Okay, so I also want you guys to know that life is on a scale of up and down. You know, sometimes your guides are saying it's not like a straight line. You're not always going to feel at ease. You're not always going to feel stable. I think what your guides want you to know is that sometimes you're going to feel really, really good. Sometimes you're going to feel really, really low, and sometimes you're going to feel in between, and all of those feelings are valid, okay? All of those feelings are worthy, and you're not any less worthy when you're feeling down as when you're feeling, you know, super good, okay? You have the same amount of worth regardless of how you feel, whether you're feeling down, up, or to the left or to the right, okay? And that's what your guidance want you to say, because you are in a predicament right now where it's almost this feeling of like, when is loving yourself just going to be the only option? Because I feel like you guys are in a pattern right now where sometimes what you do is never enough, or you feel like what you're doing in your life is never enough, but when will it be enough? You know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of a Demi Lovato song. It's like, when am I just going to be enough? And that's what your guides are asking. When are you completely authentic, you know, where you are right now in the present moment? When is that going to be enough? Because I do feel like for some of you, you're always on like the treadmill trying to, you know, get to the next phase in your life, trying to accomplish the next thing. But when is right now just going to be enough? When is the present moment? When is what you have in your life right now just going to be enough for you? Because it's hard for us to be in a good energy. It's hard for us to be in a creative energy when we're always feel like we're out of place. It's hard for us to live happily and be peaceful when we always feel like, you know, next month will be better. It's hard to do it when we always feel like there's another place that we should be. I hope that makes sense. It's almost that feeling of like when you accomplish something, you know, instead of congratulating yourself and patting yourself on the back, it's like, what's next? You know what I mean? You can never just be grateful and be in an energy of gratitude for what you're doing right now in your life, okay? So this is honestly a beautiful energy, and I know we only have 2 cards out right now, but these 2 cards just resonate so highly with one another, and that's why I love the work that, you know, that I do. I love shuffling cards and just, I love seeing all the messages connect, okay? So I am gonna get tarot. I do feel like with the Death card, you guys are in a moment right now where you are transforming. You are literally becoming a new version of yourself. You are in the cocoon and you're about to hatch. You're about to be this butterfly. There's so much new that is about to show up in your life. And I think that's the process you're going through, is like letting go of the old so that you can kind of step into a new comfort zone. I feel like a lot of you do enjoy a comfort zone, maybe around certain people, maybe a certain relationship, maybe like a friend group that you have like a lot of comfort zones. Maybe you feel like the place where you live is a comfort zone for you, but we can only grow when we step outside of our comfort zone. So there's also this message coming through that your spirit guides want to say is like stepping outside of your comfort zone is also beneficial for you, and learning that it's okay to let go, because sometimes when we let go, something even better comes along. And I think sometimes it can be hard to acknowledge that because we want to hold on so tight to everything that we have in our life, but really the true power is in surrendering. And when we surrender all that we have, Spirit's able to bring in our life all that we need. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. Okay, if we can get any extra messages for you, pile number 1. So we already have a beautiful message that Spirit communicated. Let's see. Okay, so we have the card 9 of Pentacles reverse. So we're learning to kind of step into our power again. I definitely feel like we've lost that a little bit. We've lost, you know, our sense of confidence just a little bit, but we're relearning how to love ourselves. We're relearning how to love the broken parts of ourselves. And I definitely can relate to this message is like, you know, we're learning how to love the parts of ourselves that gets anxious. You're learning how to love the part of yourself that isn't perfection. You know what I'm saying? You're learning to love the anxious part of yourself. You're learning to love the depressed part of yourself. All of those pieces matter, and that's what makes you whole. There's not one piece of you that is not equally as worthy as the other piece. Okay? So what else do you need to know? We also have Death in the reverse. So again, that Death card is coming out again. There is a lot transforming right now in your life. There is a lot, I will say, that you are having to let go of. And I feel like this is a very difficult part of your journey. I'm not gonna lie. This is a difficult energy that you're experiencing because there's a lot that you have to literally let go of. And it is so hard to let go of some of the things that we used to love. And it's so hard to let go of people that we know are bad for us, but we still love them. And so I do feel like with you, there is a lot of resistance to change, is what your guides are saying. There is a lot of resistance to like new things and getting out of your comfort zone. Like there's a lot of fear possibly around change. And this could be because some of you maybe were in a military family and you had to move a lot when you were a child, or there's something that makes you scared to move around a lot, or there's something that makes you scared of change. And I think you're also working through that fear, and you're learning how to accept change with open arms. Okay, so let's see what else Spirit has to say. So let's see. Pile 1, what else? Okay, we also have the Tower reverse. So again, we're kind of in this energy where we are holding on for dear life. The Tower in the reverse is that sense of like, there's a lot falling apart, but we're trying to make it glue back together. The pieces are falling and we're trying to glue them all back up instead of just letting them fall. So I would say, if there's someone in your life that doesn't want to be your friend, if there is a relationship and they don't want to show up for you and they don't want to be, you know, the best version of themselves with you, if they don't want to be open with you and they don't want to try to work on things, let them go. Let them go. If there's a piece of your life that feels like it's knocking heads, like you're butting heads with something, possibly a job, if a job is making you feel uneasy on the inside and it makes you feel like this, Spirit is saying, let it go. Because the moment you let it go is when you can truly manifest all that you desire. It's when we hold on that we don't leave room for all the new, amazing, abundant things that want to show up in our life. So we have the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, guys. This is an amazing energy, okay? It shows that we have dealt with difficult things in our past and we may be a little bit broken and we may be carrying all these broken pieces with us. We may be carrying these swords, but there's hope, okay, for the future, okay, regardless of what happened in our past. So I am gonna get one more card for you guys. And then I'll see if Spirit wants to bring through any other messages. Okay, so we got one more card. We got the Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so again, there does need to be a balance with rest and work, okay, which we did say at the beginning with this Four of Swords in the reverse. There does need to be a moment of pause, okay, a moment of rest, a moment of meditation where we can connect to ourselves on a deeper level. I definitely feel like you're resisting that. It's almost this feeling of drop your swords, drop your shield, drop your weapons, let go. Stop fighting. Stop fighting something that doesn't work anymore. Stop trying to put something together that is cracking and falling apart. Let it go. Go lay down. Go rest, and just when you wake up in the morning, what is still there is meant to be in your life. Go take a nap. Metaphorically, your guides are saying this, go take a nap, okay? And while you're napping, everything that is not meant for you is going to leave. So when you come back out of that cocoon, when you come out of that nap, what is left is meant to be in your life, and what is gone does not need to be there anymore, and accept that for whatever it is, okay? So, very interesting. So all of your cards are in the reverse, which is making me feel like there is a lot of like stuck energy where we're feeling stuck, or we're feeling like we can't push through something, or that we're feeling like something's pushing on us and that we can't move through it. And I do feel like what Spirit is saying is like, the only way to get through, it's like you gotta walk through the fire. It's like there's no way around whatever you're going through. It's definitely that feeling of having to just like embrace the change, embrace the destruction, and just walk through it, okay? So, pile 1, I love you guys so much. I'm sending you huge energetic hugs. I'm sending you love and light. Let me know down in the comment section if this resonated with you. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to pile 2. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile number 2, or if you chose the Lepidolite, welcome in, guys. So today we are going to be seeing what your spirit guides want to let you know. I do want to mention that this is a timeless reading, and let's just first start with what your crystal means. Maybe some of you felt guided towards the Lepidolite because you need some Lepidolite. Some of you need to wear Lepidolite as a necklace. Some of you have a necklace, like a Lepidolite necklace. They're saying wear it around your neck, wear it around your neck, wear it around your neck. So Lepidolite is a very calming stone, okay? It helps to kind of instill peace into your life, into your energy field, helps you feel calm, it helps you feel less anxious. So when you're feeling a lot of anxiety, holding lepidolite, taking a few deep breaths will kind of instill calmness. Spirit is showing me like the ocean waves. It's like imagining the ocean and just kind of letting go. That's kind of what lepidolite represents, is a very calming. They keep saying the ocean waves is what the guides are saying. So maybe some of you, hold on, there's like ash. Okay, moving that away. So maybe some of you need to go connect to the ocean, or there's some sort of resonance that you have around the ocean. Maybe you connect with like sea creatures or sea animals. You know, maybe some of you have like tattoos of like sea creatures and sea animals. Yeah, whatever. You know, the ocean. I'm getting that energy come through. So let's see what you need to know from your guides, or less about what you need to know, but more about just like what your guides want to tell you. So I'm going to start by shuffling an oracle card, and then I will of course channel through any messages that I get. And then we also have some tarot that we're going to be diving into. Okay, so Spirit, I just ask for clear and accurate messages for pile number 2 for their highest and holiest good. Spirit guides of pile 2, what do you want to say to pile number 2? What do you want to say? Leave it be. It's like, stop trying to correct yourself is one message that I'm getting. This is a specific message, but I'm getting that some of you keep throwing away your artwork, and it's like, stop like over correcting yourself. Just go with the first take. Just go with the first one. I feel like you guys will, for some of you, you'll draw something and then you'll go and critique it so much that you don't like it anymore, and then you redraw it. Or some of you will film something and then you will critique yourself so much that you don't go with the first take, you film it again. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but just like trust yourself on the first time you do it. Stop redoing it. Stop like second guessing your work. It's something about being overcritical about your work. So I don't know if some of you like will do a magnificent job on some sort of project or on some sort of task, and then it's like you over critique yourself to the point of just like feeling like you did a bad job when you didn't. So I don't know who needs to hear that. So let's see, let's get one card for pile 2. Spirit, we'll start with 1 and then we'll possibly get a second card depending on how I'm feeling. So let's see, pile 2, please and thank you. Pile 2. Okay, well these 2 cards fell out both at the same time. So you guys got gifts from God. We absolutely love this card. Gifts from God. This says, we angels bring you gifts from the Creator. Open your arms to receive. So you guys are definitely in an energy right now. You're definitely in a receptive energy. You're definitely very open. Your energy field feels open. And you're definitely ready to receive what's meant to be yours, is what Spirit is saying. And you also got clear cognizance, okay? So this card says, pay attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So some of you, your psychic ability, specifically clear cognizance, is opening up. Or maybe some of you are receiving, you're receiving ideas through your intuition, which is going to help you grow abundance in this lifetime. So when Spirit says gifts from God, they're saying that they're not necessarily talking about physical manifestations. They're more talking about ideas that will bring you more success. So Spirit wants you to understand that they cannot hand you $100,000. I'm using money because it's an easy example. So this is not like, it's an easy example to think about, but you could kind of use this in any aspect of your life. But like, they're not going to hand you $100,000 is what your guidance is saying. But what they will do is they will plant an idea inside of your head that could create $100,000. So if that is what you're looking for, money, possibly, I'm using it because it's an easy example, then pay attention to what ways Spirit is trying to channel that through. So possibly they're giving you a business idea, or they're telling you to invest in like a stock, okay? So also pay attention to that more so than like your outer world. Make sure you're paying attention to your inner world, because a lot of what you're manifesting is like, Spirit is saying, is coming from the inside. Like you're manifesting like ideas, new thoughts, new way. Like it's like, how do I explain this? It's coming through you and then you kind of have to take action on it. That makes sense, okay? So it's like the feeling of you're going to be receiving that guidance, but it's our job, because we are in a human body, to take action upon that guidance. So also Spirit is asking you, are you trusting your intuition? Are you like getting something intuitively and taking action on it? Are you second guessing it and thinking, well, that doesn't seem practical, okay? It's almost like you have to rule out practicality. It may not seem practical, but if your intuition, if you have a gut feeling to do something, you've got to trust it regardless of what it looks like, okay? Because sometimes you're gonna get a business idea, or you're gonna get an idea and it's gonna seem outrageous. You're gonna be like, could that really work? And then you do it and then it works, okay? It's all about just like trusting your guidance. And to me, that's why there's very few people in the world that are super successful, because they don't trust the guidance they receive. They don't trust their intuition. They fall into patterns of fear. They fall into patterns of doubt. So your guides recognize how powerful you are. That's what I want to say for you, Pile 2. You're in a state right now where you are incredibly powerful. They recognize that you're stepping into a place where you're feeling more confident in yourself. They recognize that you're stepping into a place where you're trusting yourself a little bit more. Some of you are actually even stepping into your intuitive gifts. So they don't want doubt or fear to prevent you from moving forward, because they see how much potential you have. They see how much like drive that you have, how much power you have to just keep going forward. So they just want to make sure right now in this reading that you're trusting yourself, because the guidance you're receiving right now is accurate. The guidance you're receiving right now is from your spirit guides. They are literally handing it to you on a silver platter. They're handing it to you, okay? And it's your job to just take it and run with it. They're giving it to you for a reason. So trust your ideas right now is what I'm getting. Trust your creativity, trust your ideas. Trust like that what you have to say is like important. So if you just randomly feel like you need to say something, or that you need to post something, or that you need to go tell somebody something, it's probably because you're super aligned right now. You're very in tune with your psychic abilities. You're very in tune with your intuition. So a lot of what you're doing right now, you're operating from a very like feminine energy. You're operating from a very intuitive place. I feel like maybe some of you in the past operated from a very masculine energy, where you let fear and doubt kind of get in the way of your ideas. But right now, you guys feel like you're in a feminine flow. That's what Spirit is telling me, that you're in a feminine flow. Or for some of you, maybe you need to connect to the feminine energy a little bit more, because you need to trust yourself more. You need to trust your ideas more. You need to trust your intuitive feelings more. So let me clarify. I want to get one more of these cards. I feel guided to, because I almost feel like these are linked. Look at that. I stopped and prosperity was on the bottom of the deck. I feel like these are linked. It feels like some of you are in a difficult situation. Your intuition is going to provide you the way out. So if you're feeling stuck right now, or like you can't get out of a certain situation, your intuition is going to show you a way out. You just need to be open and receptive to it. As long as you're open and as long as you're receptive to what Spirit wants to tell you, the rest will fall into place. You just have to be open to it. Okay, which I feel like for most of you, you are. Okay, so that's a good thing. I do feel like you guys in the past have struggled with trusting yourself, but I feel like you definitely are getting better at it. You definitely are, you know, just feeling more confident in yourself and stuff like that. So you guys also got, okay, so I'm going to trust bottom of the deck energy. You got take back your power. Okay, so use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. There's a lot of power. I don't know what happened or what went down in your life, but I feel like there is a situation in the past where you felt powerless and you're coming back into that power. I feel like a lot of you are using your voice more. You're speaking up for yourself more. I feel like even in like relationships and stuff, you're just speaking up and telling other people what you need, what you want. And I think because of that, you're stepping into your like authenticity, which is why you're vibrating at a higher energy. And when you're vibrating at a higher energy, it's easier to manifest because your energy right now, pile 2, is in alignment with what you want to manifest. You're not at a low energy where you're manifesting lower vibrational things. You're at a very high energy, which means you can manifest high vibrational energy. So like, you guys have got it. You've got it. The ball is rolling. like the ball's in your court is basically what your guidance is saying. The ball's in your court. So you also got outdoors. So it says go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. What am I saying? Like, there's something about creativity. I would be focusing a lot right now on creation. I would be asking the question, what can I create? That I wouldn't be focusing, like, it doesn't feel like your life right now needs to be focused really around relationships, unless like maybe you want to create a relationship with somebody. Maybe that could resonate for some of you, but I'm strongly getting this is about personal power. This is definitely a lot about personal gain and kind of things going in your favor. I would just be like, you know, exploring your creativity. I don't know how else to say that. Like, I would be exploring your imagination right now, because it does feel like, pile 2, you're in a place where your imagination can become your reality. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it feels like you're on the verge of something very special happening in your life, and you've done it, you created it. So, I think some of you maybe, if you've questioned, am I on the right path? I just want to clarify, you definitely are. It feels like you're flowing in the right direction. I do want to say that. It definitely feels like you're flowing in the right direction. It's almost as if Spirit is working through you. That's kind of the way I would describe this. It's almost as if you're so open that Spirit's just working through you. You're like an earth angel. You're a light worker. You're being, you know, because you're showing up. That's why Spirit wants to work with you, because you're trusting yourself and you're showing up more. It feels like very much light worker energy, where you guys are discovering your purpose and you're aligning with your purpose, okay? All of that good stuff. So let's see what Tarot has to say. Tarot definitely brings through some great energy. So we have the 9 of Wands reverse. Interesting. That's interesting, honestly, because your energy doesn't feel like that. We have the Knight of Wands. So definitely feeling a lot of creativity, a lot of passion, a lot of movement forward. Let's see, we have the Sun. What did I say? That's what I'm feeling with your energy. Like, yep. Someone's going to be knocking at your door is what I'm also hearing. You may have someone come back from the past. There's something about somebody coming back from your past to reconcile. They're going to see that you're thriving. They're going to see you on YouTube is what I'm hearing for some of you. Some of you have a YouTube channel that's thriving. They're going to see that and they're going to want a piece of that, okay? But that doesn't mean you have to take them back in your life. But I do see a lot of success. I do see a lot of growth and abundance for you, the Sun. Like, that's the direction you're moving in, a very high vibrational energy. I feel like you're aligning with your chakras is what I'm also hearing. You know, with this 9 of Wands in the reverse, it's interesting because this is like a card where you want to give up. So I almost want to say that could be in a past position where you have been so low that it's like, you never want to go back there. I feel like the reason you're so in tune with yourself is because you've been there, done that. Like, when you see people depressed and stuff and you see people at a really low point, you've been there before. Like, you understand like how people feel. You're an empathetic person. That's why I feel like you're going to be able to help people so much, is because like you've been there before. You've been rock bottom. But I don't feel like you're there anymore. It definitely feels like with the 9 of Wands, there's this positive movement forward. Very positive movement forward, very passionate movement forward. It feels like it's something definitely that you're like excited about. Okay, the Sun is about excitement. It's about prosperity. It's about brightness. Okay, it's a very high vibrational energy, which I've said multiple times. But it's definitely something that you're feeling like passionate about, okay? It's definitely a very passionate energy. So that's why for some of you, I do feel like it could be relationships. I also feel like some of you may just be feeling very sexual, okay, lately with the Knight of Wands, maybe wanting to express yourself through sexual like activity is what Spirit is saying. I am hearing like, you know, exploring your sexuality, like sensually, like exploring yourself, exploring like where you're like, I don't know, they're just showing like you feeling yourself, possibly wearing clothing that like accentuates your more sexual side, and connecting with that part of yourself will definitely help you right now. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Just like seeing yourself as like beautiful, like appreciating your body and like loving your body and like expressing your body, okay? Is kind of what I'm getting. I feel like a lot of you like younger or growing up, maybe you have a very religious conservative family, so it's hard for you to express that because they're just kind of like, you know, cover up and like just bow down, you know, to everyone in your life. But it feels like there's a lot of like feminine power, like you're rising into your power. There's a lot of feminine energy, like standing up for yourself, stepping into your power, speaking up for yourself, and possibly like speaking up for other women. There's also a very like social justice warrior energy where you're kind of just ready to get dirty and get in there and like go do your thing, okay? That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. So it's very much an amazing energy. It's also like stepping out of your comfort zone, like wearing new kinds of clothing and like trying out new hairstyles and just like expressing yourself in a way that you've never expressed yourself before. Because again, what are we doing? We're taking back our power, okay? Some of you grew up in a very religious family, is what I'm hearing, which is where a lot of that conservatism comes from. And you're kind of retraining your brain to be less conservative. Okay, so we have Judgment on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to show you the cards. So Judgment, bottom of the deck energy. We have Six of Swords, King of Pentacles, and we have the Emperor in the reverse. Okay, so it's interesting because I feel like there's a story being told here with the tarot. There's a story of, I'm not going to let you tear me down anymore. There's a story of, I found my voice. Do you ever feel that way? It's like when someone used to bully you or someone used to like, you know, say mean things to you. It used to hurt you and you used to be knocked down, but you know what? You grew up, you got maybe a little bit older, or maybe it's not even has anything to do with age. Maybe you just recognized your worth and you found your voice. Okay, and I feel like you're now going to be speaking up for yourself. You're also going to be speaking up for other people. I think some of you are going to find a purpose within like being maybe a lawyer or defending people or being like a social justice warrior or like speaking up for people that don't have a voice, because I do feel like there's some sense of like you being controlled by someone in your past. Are you feeling out of control? So I want to say this could be a father figure that was very controlling for you. It could be like in a relationship, feeling very controlled by your partner. And it's like you grew up. Spirit is saying like metaphorically, you grew up, you got stronger, you found your voice, and no one is ever going to hurt you again. No one is ever going to do that to you again. No one is ever going to put you into that low place because you found your worth. Okay? I love this. It very much feels like you are breaking out of the corridors and the confinements of tradition. You're breaking free of tradition is what I'm hearing. You're doing things in a different, new, unique way. I love this energy that I'm feeling from you. It's very like spunky. It's very like go-getter personality. It's very much like I'm gonna just do me, and if someone has something to say about it, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's very much that energy. We have the King of Pentacles. So it could also be a feeling of maybe, you know, you being able to escape certain controlling situations because you now have like financial abundance. You now can support yourself financially. And maybe that's why it was hard to get out of a certain relationship or get out of like the confinements of your family, is because you did need that financial support. But now that you don't need that anymore, there's definitely a lot more freedom that you're going to be experiencing, pile number 2. And, you know, the Six of Swords, the past is gone. You're moving in that new direction. The Six of Swords is a very positive energy of like, I'm not going to be hurt again. I'm moving away from pain. I'm moving away from challenge. Okay. And it's definitely moving into a place where you're feeling more peaceful and you're just feeling better within your own skin. And you're also maybe surrounding yourself, you know, around a new group of people that resonates with your energy more than the people that you used to surround yourself with. So I'm getting this feeling of you look different, you feel different, you're expressing yourself different. It's like coming to this awakening. This Judgment card is just giving me, like, look at that rise. Like, you're just awakening. There's something awakening within you. And, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, pile 2. When that voice awakens within you, there is nothing that is ever going to shut you up again. I'm gonna be honest, once you recognize your power, you're gonna be unstoppable. I'm not kidding. There is such a powerful energy about you. It's so strong. And I'm channeling the song Unstoppable by Sia. Like, that is what you fucking need to listen to, pile 2. That is your theme song, because, I mean, there's no going back to who you used to be. I also feel like, you know, you could be maybe becoming your own boss. This King of Pentacles and Emperor energy is definitely giving me this vibe of like starting your own business, becoming your own boss, or stepping into some sort of a power position. Pretty amazing energy. So, is there anything else, Spirit, that pile 2 needs to know? I'm getting just that Sia song. I'm unstoppable. I am. Yeah, like, you're unstoppable, pile 2. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else for pile number 2? Is there anything else for pile 2? Let's see. 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe also some of you are taking on like a lot of work, which is why you're able to build up this much abundance, is because you're just putting in the work. Okay, 2 of Pentacles. You're balancing your schedule and you're putting in the work to create what you want to create. Okay, you do have workaholic tendencies. If there was a shadow part of this reading, it would be your workaholic tendency. So although work is amazing, make sure you're also taking breaks, because I feel like the only thing about this pile that could get toxic in some way would maybe be your tendency to overwork, okay? But again, with the Devil, that sexual energy is coming out again. And then we also have the Chariot. So you guys, if you know tarot, the Chariot is about success, movement forward, and balance, okay? It's all about movement. And you also have the 6 of Swords. So I wouldn't even, you know, be surprised if you guys were moving, okay, away from like your family or away from your hometown, or just moving in general, because you feel like that is what aligns with you right now. You're just kind of going with the flow, and if you feel like you need to move homes, you're moving. Okay, some of you really are literally moving, and with the 6 of Swords, it could even be moving like overseas, because the 6 of Swords can talk about like moving over water. So let me know, pile 2, if this resonated with you. I had an amazing time reading your energy. You guys are just, you got it going on, okay? I'm feeling it for you, pile 2. So let me know if this resonated. Make sure to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 3, or if you chose the clear quartz tumbled stone, welcome in. So today we are going to be seeing what your spirit guides want to tell you. I do want to mention, guys, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you are seeing it is when the message was meant to find you. So let's go ahead and get started with the crystal that you chose. So in my opinion, clear quartz is the crystal of healing. Okay, quartz, clear quartz can kind of help with just about anything. It can help with your intuition. I kind of feel like clear quartz is one of those crystals where you can kind of set any intention and it's going to help you out and it's going to work. I feel like this is an amazing beginner crystal. If you've never gotten a crystal before, grab a piece of clear quartz. I think it is definitely a crystal that we all need. I also definitely feel like clear quartz brings the truth forward, and it also brings clarity, okay? And it also helps you step into a place where you're comfortable with your existence. I don't know why I heard that. It helps you step into a place where you're comfortable with your existence, okay? There's something about your existence is what your guides are already saying. I'm not sure what that means, guys. Sometimes spirit just says things and I just have to acknowledge what they say. So some of you are just like coming to terms with yourself, you're coming to terms with your body, and some of you I'm getting you're coming to terms with like your sexuality. Like, this is me, like this is who I am, and I have to embrace that. Okay, it's kind of what I'm getting for you, pile number 3, is like you're accepting yourself. Okay, some of you are literally like you just accepted yourself for like your sexuality. Maybe like your family always told you like it was wrong to be this or wrong to be that, and like you felt guilty about it for so long, or you beat yourself up about it for so long, and now you're coming to this place where like you're just accepting your existence, like who you are as a whole, is what Spirit is saying. That is so beautiful. So I am going to first start by shuffling an oracle card, pile number 3, and then I will channel through any messages that I hear, and I also have some tarot here that we are also going to be shuffling. So I'm kind of getting like a lot of energy around maybe some of you being in the LGBTQ plus community and like coming to terms with that and like accepting yourself, because maybe like people in your life never accepted you or something like that. Because I'm hearing the song Same Love by Macklemore. So it's kind of, I'm getting that energy. Like, I can't change even if I tried. Like, maybe some of you have been trying to change yourself, okay? And it's just so hard to do that, you know? Just accepting yourself for who you are is something that I feel like you are learning to do, okay? So let's see, pile 3. I'm gonna shuffle a card to get us started here. What does pile 3 need to know from their guides? What does pile 3 need to know? So guys, wow, you got courage. I love this. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. I can't change is what I'm hearing. You have the courage to be who you are, to be bold, to speak your truth. There's something about speaking your truth and helping other people that are in the same position as you. I feel like I'm just gotta say what I'm intuitively getting. Like, some of you, this is about like being in the LGBTQ plus community. Maybe you just figured like maybe you're coming to an acceptance that you're gay or something like that, and you finally have the courage to like share that with the world. There's something about like sharing something with the world. This courage card is like a feeling of like standing up for other people and being courageous enough to like stand up to a bully, or maybe stand up to like a family member that's been a bully, or stand up to a friend. There's something about like standing up for yourself or like standing up for someone else, okay? Being that, it's kind of this feeling of like when no one else is watching, do the right thing. There's also something about like when no one else is watching, do the right thing. I don't know why I just heard that. So, you know, maybe you're just like calling people out for their bullshit. Maybe you're calling people out when like they act different and they put that mask on in front of everyone else, but behind closed door, they act like another person. And maybe you're just calling people out on that. Like, I am also getting like social justice warrior energy. And also, like, I feel like maybe some of you stand apart from your family, or you've always felt like different from your family, or like from the group of people that you normally hang around. Like, you felt like an outcast, and you've always just like your whole life you've just tried to like blend in, you know, like don't speak out, just blend in and stay low. Like, just stay low, hide your face, and don't make a scene. It's like that feeling of make a scene. It's time to not lay low anymore. It's time to just like stand up for yourself, be yourself. And I'm hearing for some of you, I have to acknowledge, come out of the closet. Show your family who you are. And if they don't accept you for that, that's on them. That's something that they have to deal with. That's karma that they have to deal with, and that will come back to them. But I feel like it's getting to a point where you have to be authentic, and the more and more you're not your true and authentic self, the more and more you're gonna just break inside. Because if you can't be who you are, then how are you supposed to change the world? How are you supposed to share your light with others when you keep hiding yourself? Courage is giving me a feeling of coming out of the dark. So it doesn't have to only be about sexuality. It could just be about, I don't know what it's about. It's gonna be different for all of you, because I know a lot of people are gonna be watching this pile, but it's coming out of the dark. So just feel within yourself, what does that mean to you? Where do you feel like you're not showing up authentically? Where do you feel like you're hiding in some way? Where do you feel like you're letting fear make you hide yourself? Where do you feel like you're standing in the shadows where you need to kind of move into the light? To get past the fear, to get past the doubt, and be courageous enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna stand up for what's right, okay? That's the energy that I'm getting with courage. Standing up for what's right, standing up for what you believe in, even if you're the only person doing it, okay? You do the right thing, okay? You do the right thing is kind of the energy that I'm getting. You guys also got moon cycles. So I'm kind of getting with this cycles card, notice how your life is cycling and kind of spiraling in the same direction. What do you need to change to better yourself? What do you need to change is what Spirit is asking. Where in your life do you see a pattern that you're uncomfortable with? It's like, I see this pattern in my life and I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm not doing anything to change it. Maybe it's in a certain relationship and you feel like this other person is talking down to you, but you've always just let them do it. It's like, oh, it's whatever. They talk down to you all the time. This is an example. And you've just kind of been like, you know what? It's whatever. I don't want to make a scene. I don't want to speak up for myself and start a fight or start an argument. But where in your life do you need to speak up and say, you know what, don't talk to me like that anymore. I don't want you talking to me like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or please don't say that anymore around me, or don't say that anymore around my kids. It's almost this feeling of like knowing that someone is doing something bad, or knowing that someone believes in something that is bad, but not doing anything about it. Just like accepting them for who they are. I'm kind of getting energy around like maybe some people in your family not being very accepting of others that are different from them. And, you know, your whole life, maybe you were just like, you know, that's because of their religious beliefs. Bullshit. I don't give a fuck what religion you believe in. You're going to accept and love someone for who they are. And maybe that's a part of your purpose, needing to speak up for people that don't have a voice. Okay, is what I'm getting for you. There's a strong energy around you being a leader for others and needing to speak up for others who feel challenged in their own lives but didn't have enough courage to say, I need help. You know what I mean? It's almost this feeling of you need to be a voice so that other people have a voice. It's such a beautiful energy. There is a specific example that is coming to my mind, and I'm just going to say it because I feel like it may resonate for some of you. It's almost this feeling of like there's someone in your life, I'm getting for some of you, who has these beliefs that are really outdated, like who has these very hateful beliefs. But you've always just blamed it because they're older or because, you know, it's their religion. But really you need to call them out for like believing that and say, do you really think that's right? You know, do you really think that's right to have those hateful beliefs that you have? Instead of just staying quiet, it's time to speak up. It doesn't matter how much chaos it causes. It does not matter how much disruption it causes. Speak up when something's off. Speak up when something's wrong. Speak up when you notice something isn't right, is what I'm getting for you, pile number 3. It feels like an uncomfortable energy, which for some of you, it may feel uncomfortable to do that because you've always learned to just like stay quiet and don't make a scene. Make a scene. Spirit is saying, make a scene. It doesn't matter how much chaos it causes. That's why bad people get away with things. That's why bad people get away with things, is because we're all so scared to cause a little bit of chaos. So we just let these patterns of badness, Spirit is saying, we let these patterns just go on and on and on for generations until someone like you stands up and goes, wait a minute, this is wrong. That's when the world can change. It takes one person to say, this isn't right. And I think that's your job, to speak up for something and say, you know what, this isn't right. So Spirit is saying, honest to God, you're not doing, some of you need to do more. You have a voice, some of you have a platform, and you're not doing enough with it to speak up about particular issues that you feel are going to cause chaos and conflict. You know, you feel like, maybe some of you feel like you need to speak up on something or a certain issue or topic, but you feel like you're going to lose followers, or you feel like you're going to lose friends. So be it. They weren't meant to be your followers anyways. They weren't meant to be your friends. The universe rewards people that are brave enough to say something. I'm hearing the universe rewards people that are brave enough to stand up and say, you know what, that's not right. I'm getting a lot of energy around like speaking up for injustices, okay? Whether that be on a larger scale, politically, like speaking up, or maybe just like in your family, maybe in your community. It could be in any sort of scenario, maybe in your relationships, but there is this feeling where you're being called to step up. You're being called to lead. You're being called to have bravery. You're being called by your spirit guides to have this courage, this bravery, and to like, Spirit is saying like go to war. It's like, it's okay to go to war over something that matters. That's okay. I know a lot of us want to steer clear of conflict, and I think to a certain extent there is conflict that is very unnecessary, but sometimes there is necessary conflict. If you see someone that is being discriminated against, or you see someone that is not being treated fairly, they deserve to have some conflict caused, because nothing will ever change. Sometimes there are necessary means of conflict. Spirit is communicating to you. Sometimes there are like times in your life where like it's okay to speak up and stir the pot a little bit, because if you don't speak up, nothing will change, and then we just fall into these patterns. And I feel like as a society we need to constantly try to better ourselves. So if you see something, Spirit is saying, that seems off, if you see someone else getting bullied, you know, even though it may feel a little uncomfortable, and even though it may kind of cause a little bit of conflict, you might need to stand up for that person and go, hey, stop bullying them, okay? They may need your support. So I don't know. This is very specific, guys, so if it's not resonating, try another pile. But I feel like most of you are going to know what I'm talking about, okay? Just because they're old doesn't mean they can have that belief. Just because they were a part of another generation doesn't make it okay for someone to be racist, is what I'm getting, to be honest with you. For some of you, it doesn't make it okay. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. I don't care when you grew up. I don't care what time period it was in. Be a good person. That's all I'm saying, pile 3. Be a good person. I don't know if this is talking about you needing to speak up, or just like other people in your life. Like, you shouldn't have an excuse for being an asshole. You shouldn't have an excuse for being hateful and rude and mean towards others. You have the 8 of Swords. Fear is blocking you right now, pile 3. Fear. Fear of what people are gonna think. Fear of being, you know, the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in a crowd of people, sometimes you're gonna have to stand alone. That's why things change. It's reminding me of the Lorax quote. It says, if someone like you does not care a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. If someone doesn't stand up, trust me, it'll just keep happening. Sometimes it really does take that one person, even though you think you don't matter and that you don't have enough influence. Sometimes it just takes that one person to just be courageous enough to stand up and put an end to something that should have been ended a long time ago. And I feel like this has a lot to do with like human rights. I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of where Spirit is telling me this involves, is like speaking up about human rights. That's what I'm gonna tell you guys, and not holding yourself back from fear. I see you guys wanting to say something, but being like, you know, I don't want to cause a scene, you know? So let's see. This is a pile where there are some certain issues that matter, and sometimes you gotta disturb the peace to create change. So let's see. We have the 6 of Swords. We're stuck in the past. There's something about being stuck in the past, or stuck in a loop of the past. I'm not sure if it's like past beliefs or maybe old relationships, the world. Yeah, we've got to end some sort of a cycle that we're stuck in. So you have cycles the card moon cycles, which shows you guys are on a loop. You're on a loop of some sort. It's like you try to change it and then you fall back into this pattern. So I don't know how that is going to click with you guys. I don't know how it's going to resonate. I'm going to see if Spirit is a little bit more specific. There's just a pattern that you guys are following right now, and you need to like step out of that pattern. I feel like this is the pattern of just like being stuck up in your head, being stuck up in fear, which is making you just be like this. You're just stuck in this fear mode. And it's just, it takes one time to just step out of that, to change up this cycle and to start moving things forward. The Six of Swords in the reverse says that we're stuck somewhere that we do not want to be, but we don't know how to get out of it. Okay? So with the World card here, it shows the end of a cycle. It's like we're finally ending a cycle. Maybe it's ending some sort of cycle in your family where you're the first one to like go to college, or you know, you're the first one to kind of step out. Hold on, guys. I can feel it physically in my throat, the scratchiness. You're not able to speak truth right now. You're holding back your truth. I feel like it's very hard to do this because I can feel it. It feels paralyzing is the word that I would use, which is a very strong word, but that's what it feels like. It feels paralyzing, like you're just stuck. You have this truth that you want to speak and you're just stuck, which is interesting. Let me see how to get through this fear, how to get out of that. Let's see. It's just, Spirit is saying it's the journey that your soul chose. You're on a journey. And I think every step of the way, you're going to get more and more confident in yourself. And I think every step of the way, you're going to get more and more confident with who you are. And you're going to get more comfortable with using your voice. And I think in a couple of years, Pile 3, I think you're going to look back and say, why did I ever feel fearful about speaking up? Why did I ever feel fearful about shining and showing my truth? Queen of Swords. I cannot make this up. Queen of Swords, guys, this is the communication card. Spirit is calling you to step into the Queen of Swords energy. Whatever your truth is, you are being called right now to step into it. And the Queen of Swords sometimes is not nice. And so that's what Spirit is saying. Sometimes it's going to take you being a little bit pushy and a little bit rude to get your point across. And that's okay if you have to be a little bit argumentative, because sometimes people won't listen to you unless you raise your voice. So some of you might have to turn the volume up, because if somebody keeps speaking over you, bitch, you got to turn that volume up. You got to speak out. Okay, there's something you need to share with the world. Queen of Swords. And it involves your voice. It involves writing of some sort, or literally talking, like a podcast, or maybe even just like in general, like in certain relationships or in your family, just like use your voice. I don't know how to reiterate this enough, Pile 3. Use your voice. Okay, write that down. Use your voice. Whenever you can use your voice, you need to use it. Wow, I feel like I can take a deep breath now. What does Pile 3 need to know? You're holding back. Wow, 9 of Wands. Don't give up. That issue that you're fighting for, that issue that you care so deeply about, don't give up. Don't give up. 4 of Pentacles. I feel like you're holding a lot to yourself. There's a lot that you keep within inside, and I think what your guidance is saying over the next few months, you're going to be sharing that with the world, and it's going to change the world. Yeah, what did I say? You're going to be sharing that with the world. And you're actually, some of you may roll your eyes and say, you know, I could never change the world, but you will be changing the world. I don't know in what capacity, but you will change the world with your voice. There's something really important that you're going to do that will change humanity. I don't know. That's what I'm getting, Pile 3. And you know, if you don't think that you can do this, maybe the mission's just not meant for you. Be a believer in yourself, and you can accomplish anything. We also have Nurture. Okay, so we have creative writing. What did I say? Something about writing. We have nurture. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Maybe, you know, you're being called to like lead children or speak up for children that are being bullied, or something to do with like children committing suicide, maybe leading some sort of a movement to help prevent, you know, teenage suicide is what I'm getting for some of you. Spiritual understand. I see you guys at like a table, a conference table, like organizing protests, organizing rallies, and just like organizing something and then sharing this thing out to people, and then a domino effect. You speaking up, you shining your light creates this domino effect. So is there anything else, Spirit, that pile 3 needs to know? It's gonna take a lot of courage, but I think you guys can do it. Okay, pile 3. So let me know if this resonated with you. This was a very unique pile. This is a message that I feel like I've never shared before. And it honestly was so incredible to channel it because it was so different. It was so out there. It was so unique. And it was so important. Okay. And I think you incarnated into this life to help better humanity and help change people. Okay, and move people towards the energy and move people towards the energy of love instead of hate. Okay, so let me know if this resonated with you. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a brand new video. I love you guys so much, and keep shining. Okay, love you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.